I am up way too early. I'm going to try something new. I'm only going to speak when ready and then hit pause. I'm trying this to try to learn how to not breathe at the end of words. The microphone picks it up too well. That means this is sort of fake because I'm stopping and going. I don't have much need to video blog today. I'm probably more likely to sing, but I will edit. I think I need training on how not to breathe at the end of the words. But I'm going to try this now to see if I just stay hydrated, if I just concentrate a bit more, if I entrain myself. I think entrainment just means the synchronization of consciousness. Water bottle just popped a little. I don't know if that'll show up, but as an Aspie with attention deficit, that's the sort of thing that gets to me, or can, or used to, or will always get to me. Nothing can get to me like things used to get to me. It gets to me what the people behind the scenes are doing to the disinfo shills. I know it's not directed towards myself more than in a limited, more simply the truth of it. It's a strange situation. They're flashing the lights. Anyone can see this. Anyone can now see that they're scripted. Not only that, they can see that these people have deformities from drug use. They can see it. So Jardula has come back and he has complete issues now with his jaw. I'm not going to show it. I already took a few screenshots. I'm not going to dwell on this. In the past, I would have had a different consciousness. No, the consciousness is okay. The soul is the unborn, I think it's called. So there's the soul, the mind. The mind is the result of the soul with the material, the unborn with the material. This isn't about it's not about me. Only, it's not about me beyond. It's more about the reality of the Five Eyes and how they use internet, these domestic shows. It's not common knowledge that these people are scripted or that they're flashing those colors. They're flapping their arms. If I could easily download all these videos and work on it, then I would, because I was doing that. Rockfin is so difficult to download. YouTube even takes a long time. I don't even see the point anymore in using the software and cropping out stuff. I'm doing it a little bit today, but not much. I'm mostly transforming myself into audio, improv, maybe a little preparation with outlines. I haven't done that, but that's an idea to be a little more prepared. I could go over topics. I could even go over topics in the medium. I could try to expand from my negativity towards the medium and my outright disdain and distrust in it to go over. One could try to go over. I'm off of newspapers for internet. Daily Mail has an ad block thing. It'll freeze the screen. Sometimes one can get good at it. I'm done with Reddit conspiracy. There's nothing there. We all know it. We know that they send in 1,000 fake accounts and they manipulate what posts get the big numbers. If you sort it by new, I was sorting by new, so you could see apparently everything. So that would be more democratic. You're more likely to see everything. It's explainable in itself like that. I noticed that the ones that really seem pretty cool and that should matter, never, they would get downvoted. So anything pertaining, if it's not goofy, if it's not like, if it does, they definitely have parameters. When someone like myself, say someone like myself comes out and pretty much explains the Reddit thing, the Eglin Air Force Base, I give the leads, I give the basic info. When someone like me does that, that forces them to turn they're not afraid of anything. What they do is mimic. It's in the Snowden documents. Snowden simply, and someone offered a quote from years ago. He said, I forget who, but someone said, Snowden has made our job more difficult. That's all that I did. I made their job more difficult. I didn't end it. I didn't puncture it. I try to explain that I don't even make a dent. Do I make a dent? I mean, I make a dent. Maybe an invisible dent, like my invisible autism and attention deficit. Well, maybe those things aren't so invisible as we advance in millenniums or into hundreds, tens of years. It would go by tens of years to discuss awareness of so-called disorders. The terms neurodiverse and neurotypical seem the healthiest. I suppose if I do the Tai Chi breathing, let me see. It's impossible to inhale, exhale while one is talking. Those people have been thrown under the bus. We're supposed to just see the disinfo shills and to like or hate them. We're not meant to think that they're scripted and that there's something behind them. I did do an amazing job. I did put a dent into it. So I'm going to contradict very soon after what I said just minutes ago that I didn't put a dent into it. I failed both results. I feel they had COINTELPRO emerged in the 70s. What did that actually change? What did that do? Apparently nothing. What did Snowden do? Apparently nothing. So I'm not going to think that my shtick has done anything more than them. I'm not saying it did nothing. I was calling this stuff, this internet stuff, a trap before the January 6th thing. I was concentrating on H.A. Goodman. I could see what was going on. I have a sociology background. I've talked a lot here, and I think it's a healthy way of talking. I've been deliberate. I've been focused on the sound of microphone and how breathing influences speech for public speech. I just wanted to say that Jardula was in Cuba. What a joke. I see no reports, nothing out of him. His jaw is whacked out of place like cocaine addicts. The coke jaw. They got weird flashing lights to go now in his house, in that apartment that looks over the ocean. He shared with the audience where he lives. So that view is from right outside his window. Now I'm not looking at that right now. I'm just talking into the microphone. When it's 6:01 a.m. right now. I probably started like at 20 of, or I don't know. I've been up since about 3:30. That means I'll probably nap, but who cares about that? So why did I even mention it? So my plan, that was it, just to say that those shows seem to be trying to F with people, the way they're flapping the arms. So when I say the flapping of the arms is double coded, I mean, or double function, it's to distract that they're reading, and it's also to mess with the audience, to throw people off. The lighting, it's like the lighting. They want people rattled. They don't care about the big view numbers. I doubt Jimmy Dore's trying to doing what they're doing. They're outrageous. So if you go to a Convo Couch, I think yesterday you could go there, or you could go. You go to that Rockfin, AM Rockfin. They're so radical. But I'm saying don't go there because I do what you want. Now I came up with a method where I don't have to download and then crop them out. There is a way where you just make new windows and you customize the windows to cover. You can scroll. So say you want to isolate on one person. You can scroll, you can move that window or leave it, and you can use separate windows to cover up the distractions. You can place them at 0.25 on YouTube. At Rockfin, it's 0.5. Oh, I was over at Rumble too. Manila Chan, it seems she quit, but then someone in the comments is saying she's going to interview Putin. Jamal Thomas looks miserable. He looks worse than he ever has. And the same with the other guy. You can tell they're scripted and reading off the teleprompters. Not only because I proved it and I drove multiple individuals. I drove them off of Sputnik. Who's that? There's a white. Who's that guy? I forget his name already. Of course, Farron and Shane. Manila Chan, I remember seeing her about a couple weeks ago. She was shaking. She looked like a drug addict, just shaking. She couldn't keep herself. Poinkin is going down the toilet. He's just down the toilet. It's over. These are bad people who took too many drugs, and then they get thrown under the bus by the Five Eyes who pay them. There's no way they're living off of those shows getting donations. They're nothing. No one donates. No one cares. Whenever money shows up in those tip bowls, it's called shill bids. It's like fake bids to give the illusion. They get a base pay. And they're going down the toilet because they want people who are down and out junkies. They want the functional junkies. They want people who will not be able to go find a different job, a real job, a normal job, a humane job. They mock the Tai Chi. It's pretty funny after a while. To wrap this up, I want to say that what's happened is that they're being entrained. That's why it keeps going on. It's not to rattle the 50 or 100 people who watch these shows, including myself, or 200 people. There aren't that many people watching. They rig those stats. Everyone in those chats is fake. Those are the people who are too strung out to go on video, or they're too shy to go on video. They're on Twitter. They're on Democratic. They're at like other place. They're all over the internet, controlling every place. If anyone tries to go their own way, they're followed. They're not allowed to go their own way, or the attempt is to isolate them. So they're trying to isolate me, but it didn't work as well as they wanted. So all that colors and up in the game, the ante with the strange colors, blinking lights, the hand waving, the Tai Chi, the neural, trying to create neural pathways, all that stuff they're up to now, the acceleration of all that. It's not for me. I'm quite sane. I know it's not for me. I'm involved in this because it's just self-evident why, it should be evident to anyone why this pertains to my shtick. But in general, my theory, my conclusion, to wrap this up, my conclusion is they're in training. They're experimenting on the shills. They're trying to see, so they know all the drugs those guys are taking. They know everything about those guys. You think we're surveilled? All Jardula and Poinkinen are They know everything about those guys, and whoever they are, they have instructed them to flap their arms, and that they're using these colors. So what I think happens is they give these junkies the impression that they're going to be psychological operational specialists and that they're doing important work. And now they have this duper's delight inside joke of the distorted Tai Chi movements to go with the blinking light colors. Or the duper's delight is that even when they're exposed, even when Farron's exposed, nothing changes. So that's their new duper's delight. But the thing is, this is less and less about normal people like you and I, the royal you, the royal me. It's not about us. It's really, at this point, in regards to what I've uncovered, they're going after those guys, and they're trying to see how they can manipulate them, because they can't see what we're doing. So if I was running their videos, they can think I was watching it and that I was getting all up to the screen and I'm getting agitated and stressed and I'm looking at those colors. Well, no, I would put that on. I would protect myself. I would block out the arm waving or the colors, or I'd be doing something else. I'd put them on mute, and I'd have music on, and I'd be doing my stamps, or I wouldn't care about them. I'd be singing, be watching some movie. Less and less I've been obsessed with the independent media scam. Okay, I definitely said enough. I'm gonna just edit gaps, sounds after, and so we'll see how it sounds. If this works, not so shabby, then that means it can be done. I think it means one has to be mindful at the end of words, and also to try to breathe at a normal pace, at a healthy, relaxed, non-stressful pace. And then perhaps, that's my theory, before going over the edit process. That's my test here, my hypothesis. I guess that's the word. Okay, thank you. Take care. It's now 6:12. Take care.